All right, let's talk about the team that's not punting on this season. The Warriors, we know they have a chef. They're cooking as they head into Madison Square Garden tonight to face the Knicks. Golden State has won 8 of its last 10 and moved to 6th in the West, the highest they've been in the conference since December 16th, which means they would not have to participate in the play-in tournament. So good news for them. Kendrick Perkins is here again, along with NBA senior writer Tim Bontemps, who's covering the Warriors Knicks tonight. So Tim, Steph Curry rolled his ankle in the first half versus the Hornets last night, but he did finish the game. So what's the latest on his status ahead of tonight's game?
Well, Christine, Steph Curry is listed as questionable by the Warriors for tonight's game with that left ankle he rolled in last night's game. He said after the game that he expected he'd be able to play, be a matter of how it felt today. But given Steph only comes to New York once a year, he obviously loves playing at Madison Square Garden, had a lot of huge moments there over the course of his career. I think if he's able to be out there, I think he certainly will do his best to be against the Knicks tonight. One guy we know will be out there is Jimmy Butler. Butler is not on the injury report. He missed Saturday's loss against the Philadelphia 76ers with back spasms. And when those guys have been out there together, Christine, since the trade, the Warriors are 8-1. Their new starting 5 of those two guys, Draymond Green, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski, they have a plus 17 per 100 possessions net rating. They have been awesome with that group together. And while there's obviously been a ton of talk about the Luka and LeBron Lakers, the Warriors are flying up the standings too, and both those teams look like they've got a chance to be a real factor in the Western Conference playoffs after their big moves at the deadline.
Okay, so Perk, Tim just said it. Jimmy Buckets has been an absolute bucket for the Warriors. What do you like about their success since acquiring him?
Well, I mean, it's given, Steph Curry and Draymond Green and the Warriors organization hope and belief again. That's what I like about it. Now, do I think they could really have a chance at making some real noise in the Western Conference or even trying to compete for a title? Absolutely not. But I think they're off-season away. I just don't trust the other pieces around those guys, but they're going to get into the postseason. But I strongly believe they will be a first-round exit this season, but they will make some moves this offseason to get them to where they need to be actually going out there and competing for a championship.
No faith in playoff Jimmy this season.
I mean, I just look at the top of the Western Conference, and
True.
Christine, to ask you, if they happen to face the Denver Nuggets, Tim, Christine,
Or
who are
OKC.
you picking in that series?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get it.
OKC or the Lakers,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just, I'm playing the numbers and odds here. Okay?
All right, that makes sense. He's logical.
Christine, we stay in the NBA, but breaking news regarding another injury. Kyrie Irving will miss the rest of the season after tearing his ACL, sources told Shams Charania. Irving suffered the injury to his left knee in last night's loss to the Kings. The 32-year-old guard leads the Mavs in both points and assists, but joins a lengthy list of injured Dallas players that also includes Anthony Davis. I don't know how much can go wrong or how much more can go wrong for a franchise that was just playing for an NBA championship recently, as we welcome in our Kendrick Perkins. And Perk, this is really the last thing Mavs fans and the Mavs franchise needed to have happen. Your reaction to Kyrie now lost for the year?
Well, I mean, it's a major blow, right? Not just to the Mavs organization or the fan base, but to the NBA world, right? Kyrie Irving was playing at an all-NBA level. But I will say this, it is not the end of the world for the Dallas Mavericks. And why do I say that? Because you have to look forward to next season. Anthony Davis will be back. Derek Lively will be back. Daniel Gafford will be back. Kyrie Irving will be back. ACL injuries, and I'm not trying to downplay it, it's not like it was 35, 40 years ago where you will be out for 9 to 10 months. I came back from an ACL injury in 6 months. I was back on the floor playing quality minutes. Kyrie Irving will be back for the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, you're upset because this season didn't go as planned. You traded international superstar and Luka Doncic, and now the Dallas fan base was only able to see an appetizer of actually what it could look like with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis on the floor.
Yeah, really a first half appetizer, more like an amuse-bouche if we're talking a dining reference. You know what I mean? Just a little taste of what.
Matt. See the good thing about being at home, I could adjust this and kind of get on your level.
Yeah, I was going to ask what was going on with your headroom. It was like you didn't need a booster seat.
No.
Okay.
I got it straight.
All right, good.
I'm glad.
I'm glad they give you a joystick to be able to move your camera up and down, because most people they wouldn't trust with that. So it sounds like, Perk, like you basically just said it. It sounds like the Mavs should now what? Get in punt formation and punt on this season and just really start looking forward to the future?
Absolutely. And why not? Look, if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I shut down Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, and Daniel Gafford, and let the rest of the season just play out. And then you come back with your roster. Look, I said this when they made the trade for Anthony Davis. They have a 2 to 3 year window to go out and win a championship. Matter of fact, they have to go win a championship. So again, what are you playing for this season? Nothing. If you don't have Anthony Davis, a healthy Anthony Davis, and a healthy Kyrie Irving, what's the point of finishing this season out? Sit Anthony Davis as well.
Yeah, and look, it's a Dallas Mavericks organization that made a play for this year because they thought they had the roster to make a run in the playoffs. They don't have any of those key pieces anymore. And Perk, while I have you, can you show the viewer your little clicker thing and just do it, just like move it again, just so people can see it?
Yeah. It's a remote.
Okay, so
I control everything.
that's the remote.
I can cut you off right now, man, if I want to.
Do it.
We'll do it for Kyrie Irving's 2025 season down there in Dallas. Obviously, he picked up a brand new teammate after losing Luka and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis got hurt in his debut game for the Mavs after going crazy. Mm-hmm. He did have a good start. Sure. Kyrie Irving now out for the rest of the year. And everybody's looking at the GM named Nico, who got together with the conditioning staff and the nutritionist and some other suits and somehow convinced themselves that they were more important than Luka Doncic to the Dallas Mavericks, shipped him out of town, and now the Dallas Mavericks are without Kyrie, which is a bummer for all of us, because watching Kyrie do his shit is worth a watch all the time. But Anthony Davis not playing, Kyrie now out, and the Mavs fans, mass exodus.
Yeah.
Third quarter. This isn't even fourth quarter.
Oh.
This is a third quarter. Remember, there was protests about Luka being sent out of town. He was the face of that franchise. This Nico guy, formerly of Nike, I think was the one that negotiated the deal with Anthony Davis and with Nike. I think he's also the one that called Steph Curry Steven, maybe? I forget. He messed up the entire pitch for Steph Curry. We've learned a lot about this guy because, boy, Mavericks fans hate this guy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people around the NBA go, this guy might be the dumbest guy in the history. I think some people said he actually might have a fetish for being humiliated.
Yeah, sure.
That is why he made this decision. I mean, that's how far it went with this general manager for the Dallas Mavericks. Now there's conspiracy theories in abundance about the future of this Mavericks team, and I guess you have to have that convo. Mark Cuban sold that team, obviously, last year. We were wondering what the deal was. Then we heard maybe they were trying to get a casino in town. Now the casino hasn't been cleared. Are they trying to lose down there in Dallas? Let's go to the talking table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. It's getting loud on the internet about them tanking and trying to get kicked out of Dallas. This is all alleged, but this is a very loud talking point that we are not making up. This is just actually happening in the real world right now.
Yeah, it's all alleged, but the woman that bought the team from Mark Cuban, I believe, made a majority of her money, family money, from casinos. And the first thing that she said basically was, oh, okay, like we're going to put a casino, hotel, the entire thing, a Patriots place, which we see with the NFL, you know, Jerry World, obviously very profitable. You go, you stay for an entire weekend, a week, you got the hotel right next to the place. It's all right there next to the arena. Money. It's all the money, you know, in one place. We see the top two teams in the NFL when it comes to revenue per home game. You know, the Cowboys make, you know, 70 plus mil per home game. The Patriots make 50 plus mil per home game because they own all the stuff around the stadium. That's where everyone is. That's where everyone spends their time. So one of the first things allegedly she wanted to do was put a casino there. Obviously, hey, that's not going to happen. Oh, okay, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm going to move the team to Vegas because that's where, you know, that allegedly that's where not alleged. Her stuff is, you know, there in Vegas, but allegedly that was what the threat was. Allegedly response, no, you can't move the team from Dallas. Dallas is a staple. The Mavericks in Texas, they've had success recently, both going to the finals, and then also Dirk Nowitzki, you know, beating the Heatles not too recently, you know, so that entire thing. And then allegedly after that entire, hey, no, you can't do this. You can't move the team. You guys have a face of the NBA. Well, no, we don't.
No, we don't. We got Rubin.
No, we don't. He's actually
we got an eyebrow of the NBA, but he's not going to play a lot of games. We don't think with the way it's going to go. And he has a chance. We're not giving up. No. We got Kyrie, Anthony Davis, new thing. This is for the future of the team. But you can see how